Hi, this is Ken from Ken's Horticultural Services and KelownaGardens.com. Today we're looking at birch trees, and I think a lot of people love birch trees. I love birch trees. Beautiful looking tree, nice bright white bark, you know, really nice tree, you know, very graceful looking. But unfortunately it's not really a sustainable tree anymore because of the Bronze Birch Borer, which is a beetle that flies in and kills the trees. The beetle lays the eggs on the bark, and the little egg hatches and the larva burrows in and it hollows out, eats all the cambium layer underneath the bark, and actually tunnels through the tree itself. So we're going to talk a little bit about the symptoms of it. It's pretty obvious, you know, if you drive around the communities, you'll see trees, birch trees, and the tops are all dead and they're breaking into pieces. It's just really a sad story. You know, that's just a real major infestation right across most of Canada and just all over the place. I'm just going to show you a couple symptoms. Obviously dead wood, dead branches in the tree are really an important symptom, but there's a little hole here. It's a D-shaped hole, and I don't know if you can actually see it there or not, but it's a D-shaped hole. It's flat on the one side and then it's got a curved top. There's a couple other holes down here as well. This is just a little twig, but it actually happens to have the symptoms on it. So these are the exit holes. So after the larva lives inside the tree and kills the wood, kills the branches, then when it's finished, it pupates into a beetle, and the beetle gnaws its way out, and it's just a little narrow beetle, and it flies away. But it does cause quite a devastating effect to the trees. Something to watch is that if you're pruning your birch trees early in the season, meaning like in spring or even late spring, that's when the beetle flies. So when you're making cuts in the tree, the beetle can smell the fresh cuts on the birch tree, and they'll go straight for it. So that's kind of a guaranteed way to get the beetle, is to prune sort of late spring timing. That's when the beetle is flying and laying eggs. So we don't want to give them any tips as to where they are. If you have a birch tree that's not dead or dying, you're probably one of the very few. We can look up this birch tree here off to the side here, and as you look up, it's got a lot of dead branches in it all the way up, and even some of the upper dead branches there have like lumpy, bumpy bark. It looks like it's almost like veins running under the bark. The big fat lumps and things under the bark. Bark should be smooth, shouldn't have lumps and bumps. So those bumps are telling you that there's activity underneath that bark in the wood. It's being tunneled, and it's a bad sign. You could go in and physically remove all those branches and burn them or get them right off the property, but you know, unfortunately they just keep coming back. And when you have a lot of birches in one area, they're majorly affected. It really affects the European birches more than anything. The North American birches, like the black birch and the river birch, even the paper birch, not affected quite as much, but all the European white birches, cutleaf birches, they're all majorly affected. So again, trees like this really don't have much of a chance. It's just a matter of time before they have to be removed. So it's not a good prognosis if you do find the beetle, or if you find the damage from the beetle. So hopefully we learned something today, and to keep your eyes open for it. And so again, birch is not sustainable because they're subject to infestation close to 100% of the time. So not good news on birches. But that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in, and remember to check into KelownaGardens.com for all your gardening needs.